Dr. Casper here, and welcome to The Political Scientist. Now, let's say they discredit the IEBC, technicalities are starting to be seen, the leadership of the IEBC is challenged, we go to the courts. Now, here is where things are going to get very interesting, and that comes to who's going to win the Supreme Court decision. With the 7 justices, I'm seeing 3 definitively for Raila, I'm seeing 3 definitively for Ruto, and there's 1 who I'm not so sure. So I'll tell you. In the last election, the Deputy Chief of the Court, Lady Justice Mwilu, voted for technicalities. For Smoking Wanjala, we know he voted for technicalities in 2017 also. We know that Justice Isaac, we know that he also did that. So we have 3 judges who are sitting today in the Supreme Court who voted for Raila's team last time in technicalities. So there's a significant group there. On the other side, the only one who voted for the will of the numbers, in other words, they argued if the small technicalities do not affect the overall numbers of election outcome, then as a court, you're not supposed to interfere with the will of the people. I believe only Susan Dungu is the only one who's there. However, I would argue that the Chief Justice, Kome, and Justice Ibrahim will all vote on the other side, okay? So at this point, if according to my theoretical assertion, Azimio has 3 votes, and this is based on my assertion that Ruto wins, Azimio has 3 votes to Ruto's 3 votes. Then comes Justice William Ouko. He is the swing vote and possibly the gentleman who may decide the next president of Kenya. Now, why is it hard for me to determine how he'll vote? At first, I assumed maybe he would vote for Raila because in many ways, his arguments is related to Raila and other things, but looking further into him, he has been seen to be a person who is very devoted to his faith. He's a Christian. He's even been called a bad ethnic man. In other words, he doesn't make ethnic decisions. So if it's actually true that Honorable Justice William Ouko is not persuaded by ethnicity and other trivial political matters, but will look at the law, then it's very hard to know how he will vote. Now, he was put into power by the current president, who's the chairman of the side of the Azimio. So there's that assumption that, yeah, he will go that way. But it's not clear. So when it comes to the courts, it comes to Ouko. And I don't want to say how he's going to vote. My first time, I was going to say Raila was going to win in case of a Supreme Court petition, 4-3. But reading more into this gentleman, I'm not so sure what's going to happen. But what I will say is this to the Kenyans. Misitu ni zile, wanasemanga, nyani ni wale, misitu ndio tofauti. Pielo Lumumba says that. And there's another one that they say, when ndovu mbili zikipigana nyasi ndo hulia. In other words, when you have these two giants are going to fight, these 2 sides are going to fight, but at the end of the day, it is you who's going to get hurt. Whether you love the analysis or you don't, you have to consider the costs of conflict, the cost of following these politicians. And maybe we need to start asking ourselves, what is in the best interest of the Kenyan person? This has been a few minutes with the political scientist. This is Dr. Casper. Until my next analysis, follow, subscribe, and like. Bye-bye.